The first time you log on to L8MS BRS, you'll need to put in your username and password. These are the same as the username and password that you have got for logging on to the L8MS BRS website. When you log in for the first time, there will be no outstanding jobs to do. To get your work, you need to tap on the download button. This will then show you the available work. But as you can see here, there's not very much. One little used outlet flushing job. That's because we have a tight date range set, 21st of March to 28th of March. Change the filter to start beginning of March and run to the end of April. I have 2 service visits that I've previously downloaded and deleted. Fresh blank versions can be downloaded by ticking the Show Previously Downloaded box. To download a file, let's take this little used outlet flushing job for early March. Simply tap the download button. You might get a message popping up asking you whether you wish to allow access to the device's location. There is a GPS monitor in L8MS BRS. Once completed, you will be asked if you want to download any more visits. On this occasion, yes, and let's download temperature monitoring for April as well. There is a little visit note, keys held with Mr. Smith, on the front. We don't want to download any more visits. This is the Home or Outstanding Work page, and it now has 2 service visits to perform. Click on the Open button. Assuming we're going to complete the service visit, click the Start button. It's always good practice to put in a signature. You'll see the box has now turned grey, which means the signature has been saved and it's now closed off. Client signatures can also be collected at the end of the service visit. The Visit Report button displays a list of non-conforming results which can be discussed or confirmed with the client if required. The 3 buttons at the top, first button gives me the contact details and address, the second button opens a map using the location of the site, and the third button displays those special instructions we saw on the front screen when we downloaded. In order to complete a service visit, we will typically be selecting the Display by Location Order button. Location orders have ideally been added to optimize physical pathways. Click the Open Task button for a location. In this example, chlorifier temperature monitoring. Requiring an outlet temperature, say 61 degrees, a return temperature, say 45 degrees. A poor result, or a result that is outside of the set parameters, opens up a Notes and Risk Rating box. Comments are a very important way of feeding back issues to other users, e.g., the return pump is off, unknown reason. We can give this a risk rating, which is optional. Risk ratings run from 0 to 4, 4 which is a very high risk. We could, if we want, take a picture by pressing the camera button. Take a picture, confirm, and that picture will be added into the report and sent back. This process is simply repeated for all of the locations listed. We can see completed tasks using the toggle at the top. However, it's worth noting that once we have entered the results and backed out of that location, we can't alter the results by going back in. The software prevents altering values after you leave the location. The Remedial Actions button opens a window which allows us to add a matter of concern or additional assets or outlets noted while on our visit. To add a remedial action, choose the type of action, a matter of concern or a new asset identified. Select a risk rating if applicable, Legionella or general safety issue, and add a comment. For example, dead pipes seen on chlorifier 1 need removing. The top right button displays our current location. If we have a big list of locations and want to enter results for a specific location, enter, for example, GE, in order to cut the list to gents' toilets. Delete the filter to get back to the full list. If we are not able to get access to the laundry, say, the area is being refurbished, swipe the location to the right and add a comment. Or where we're not able to gain access for a specific test, for example, a jammed tap, tick the No Access box and add a comment. Should the location be asking for a test that is never going to be applicable, for example, a TMV service where there are no TMVs, then the Not Required box should be ticked and a comment added. To recap, Not Required should be used where the test will never be applicable, and No Access if the test is applicable but we can't get to it this visit. When all the tasks are complete, click Finish on the visit page. We can add overall visit comments if useful, for example, all works completed. Hit the Send button if you have a good signal, or back out of the service visit and leave the send for later. Service visits that have not been sent but are marked finished will be in the Finished tab. Incomplete service visits can be sent back if required. The service visits will move to the Sent Files tab. The service visit can still be opened and outstanding tests can still be entered. We can then resend the service visit and the missing tests will be added into L8MS. Just a note, existing results will not be overwritten. Sent service visits can and should be cleared out using the Settings button on the home screen. Select the date to clear files sent before that date and then Clear Files. Large amounts of results information will slow the device down. Please note, clearing the files is not recoverable. Only clear files you know have been received by L8MS BRS, so not your just completed work. We can delete a service visit from the device by opening the visit and pressing the Delete button. Typical reasons for this would be that the work was completed or recorded some other way. Please note that this will remove unstarted, started or finished service visits from the device, including any added results, and is not recoverable.